Hello goat lovers, Crystal here with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats, and today my plan was to be outside shaving my senior does for the show that is coming up very soon on August 17th. However, it is another windy rainstorm today, which is okay because we live in the desert and it is monsoon season. So instead we're going to be making some awesome soap today, and you guys are just going to have to wait on the shaving of the goats. So the awesome bar of soap that we are going to be making today is our honey orange bar. So if you guys love the honey oat bar, you will absolutely love the honey orange as well. Now this bar does have the honeycomb design down the side and it has a flat top, but just check it out. You can see all those awesome little orange specks in there, and it gives it such a great exfoliant. Alright, so we're going to start with our base oils here that may or may not include olive oil, castor oil, coconut oil, and shea butter. And then we are going to add this gorgeous organic orange essential oil. Now, orange essential oil is one of the best smelling oils. It's just, well, if you smell an orange right as you peel it, that really pungent, gorgeous smell is pretty much what you're going to smell in the essential oil. And the essential oil's aromatherapy is just really, it wakens you up, it makes your mind more alert, and just makes you feel refreshed. And the next ingredient, of course, you can't have honey orange soap without honey. Now this is a really high quality honey. It is organic and raw. We are just going to put that in here. Make sure to get all of it. Love that. Now, honey is one of those ingredients that is amazing in soap. So if you haven't heard me say it before, it gives a wonderful lather, like most sugars do, but you do have to be really careful with it, because if you add too much honey, then it can actually burn your soap. So it's going to make, in the saponification process, which is just the soap, the oils and the milk and the lye, everything, all the ingredients turning into soap is called saponification. And through that process, it actually heats up quite a bit. So depending on the ingredients that you add, it could heat up even more. Now honey, like I was saying, is one of those ingredients. So you do want to be careful as to how much you add. And obviously the higher quality ingredients that you're using, the less you're going to need to have the same effect. So we don't use a lot of honey, but like all things, I am right there approaching too much. So I'm always testing the boundaries, but I did find a perfect amount for this honey orange soap that gives us the most that we can use and still keeps the bar beautiful. So next we have our awesome organic orange peel here. So these are what I start with, and they are just oranges that I have peeled and dehydrated, and just make sure that they are at perfect crispiness. And then, as you see, I grind them up very finely, because these are not only going to make the bar really pretty with the orange speckles in it, but what they're also going to do is leave you with an exfoliant. So I like to leave these ground up to the point where it's going to give a medium exfoliant, and I always have to check it because you got to be really careful. So as I'm grinding it up, I check it, several times throughout, looking for the perfect consistency, because I don't want it to be too rough, obviously, but I do want it to be that it has enough grit, if you will, feels enough grit in it that it's still going to be an exfoliant. So it is perfect. And another tip too, you guys, if you're going to add orange to your soap, make sure that you buy the oranges. You peel them and you dehydrate them yourself, and then you grind them up yourself. So I just use them. I'll have a bunch in advance, and I will have all the orange peels, and I'll keep them for a couple of months or so, but I won't use them, or I won't grind them until I'm actually going to use them. That way they're even that much more fresh. So I have purchased them on Amazon before, and they are booty. They are not good. They don't smell really good. Whereas these oranges, they smell super sweet. They're very pungent. and the aroma is just amazing. So it almost smells like candy oranges. And again, if you're gonna buy them already pre-made and ground up, they're just not gonna be of good quality. So here we go, we're gonna put this in, just give you another look. And then that just goes right in there. And then of course you cannot have goat milk soap without lovely goat milk. So this goat milk here, because it's from Nigerian Dwarfs, has a really high butter fat content. Now what the extra butter fat in the milk is going to do is just allow a lot more moisture for the bar. So if you've seen different goat's milks, many people haven't, but you can tell the difference in just looking at it from, say, a Saanen or a Sable or an Oberhausley compared to a Nigerian. The Nigerian milk is much more dense looking. It's just gorgeous is what it is. And some of the standard goats, because they produce so much milk, they aren't really producing as much butter fat, and sometimes it's even kind of opaque or kind of clearish from the other breeds. But nonetheless, I'm not knocking the other breeds because they're all amazing, and goat milk in your bars of soap is awesome. However, I am saying that Nigerian goat milk is definitely better. So what we do for some of our bars, and we have had this question quite a bit, for some of the soaps that I make, we do what is called the milk and oil method, which is what I'm doing now. The one you guys are probably more commonly seeing is the milk cubes frozen, and then the lye poured over it and slowly melted. So both methods work really great for goat milk soap, and it literally just depends on the bar that I'm making. Versus whether I'm going to be using the milk and oil or the ice and lye. So this particular bar does have the milk and oil. So we are going to pour that milk right in. So pretty. And then looking at this, we are going to turn it into soap, which is kind of crazy, but it is amazing. Okay, so we are just going to blend all of these ingredients up really well, especially the honey. So the honey can actually clump up, if you will, and it just kind of stays, floating around in there. So I mix it really good just to make sure that it is completely evenly distributed throughout. So there's no little chunks of it. Which again is normal. You just got to make sure that you mix it in real well. So here we go. We're going to mix it until it's perfect, and then we'll move on. Checker. Now you can see the little particles of orange in here. Now those aren't going to go away, obviously, so that's going to still be throughout the soap batter here. But what I'm looking for is just kind of globules or chunks of the honey, and it looks like we're good. I'm going to give it just another minute because that's the way I like to roll. That is perfection and smells amazing. All right, so this is my lye, and if you're going to be doing the milk and oil method, then you do need to have a lye liquid solution, a lye solution rather, that you're going to be using. So this is lye and water, distilled water. Do not go using your tap water, even though I've read a lot of people say there's no issues with it. You really don't know what's in that tap water, what minerals, what leads and things like that, iron, all of that good stuff. Where distilled isn't going to have any of it, and you know for sure it's not going to mess with your soap. So what I do is dissolve my lye in 50 lye, 50 water. And then I always add just a few more grams of the water because I like to make extra sure that all of the lye is going to dissolve. Because if you don't have at least 50-50, then the lye won't dissolve fully. So just a little tip there. Okay, so we are just going to pour this lye in right over the stick blender. And even with this method, even though I am adding the water lye liquid, I still really approach the limits there with the amount of milk that I put into my bars, and you know it still has to allow to cure and be able to do its thing. But again, I put so much milk in my bars, and I love it that way. This is goat milk soap, and it should have as much goat milk in it as possible. All right, so we are just stirring this up here a bit. Just until, now I have mentioned before, the reason I do that is just because once I start blending, I know it's blending everything together. It's not trying to blend and mix all the ingredients together. So I already have them all mixed together. I just need to emulsify them. So it just gives a better outcome, a smoother consistency, and you're not going to have to worry about any pockets of something starting to harden up on you, or the soap's actually starting to seize because there was a bunch of lye and oil and you're blending there. So now it doesn't really matter. It's all together, and let's start blending. Okay, let's give her a check. Now this one, obviously I'm not doing a design or anything like that, so I don't need it to stay super thin for me or anything, but it sure does pour into the molds better if it's not real thick. So I'm just checking it here. I could pour it into the molds right now and it's gonna do its thing and turn into soap, but I'm gonna get it just a hair thicker and give it just another blend here for not long. And that looks perfect. Okay. Do you guys see that perfect natural orange color that has no colorants added, no other ingredient to get it this orange color? It is literally just the amazing essential oil and the orange peel, and that's what's giving it the orange hue. Love it. Okay, we're ready for the molds. Okay, so for this one, it is super easy because all we're gonna do is literally pour it in here. And what I do, because like I said, I like that honeycomb up the side, whereas my honey oat, we come up the side and it comes up about yay far. So this one is just the side and none of the top. So I just lay them down in here. And then I put a little bit of tape here that never wants to stick, just in the hopes that this bubble wrap isn't going to move on me. And I do have to pour it in slowly, just simply because if I don't, when I'm pouring it, if you pour it super fast, then what it does, it gets in there and it gets under that bubble wrap up behind it, and you definitely don't want that. Check it out. Man, it's such a pretty color. So again, real slow on pouring all the way across the bottom. Now at this point you should be totally okay for pouring wise. It's already up over the corner, or the bottom, so it's not going to come up the back of it or anything. But okay, and we're just trying to fill it. I'm not trying to heap it. Oh, that was a little heapy. Shake that out. Lots of thunder out there, guys. Okay, let's check it out. Give it a little shake. And I'm just going to kind of smooth it out. Love that color. The color, you don't have to do anything extra to it. I just love it. It's just pretty. And of course smells really good. Okay. Lovely. And that's it. So this bar is still a little runny, so I'm going to be real careful here, guys. If you guys see that gorgeous orange color, and the smell is amazing, you guys. So orange is a very refreshing essential oil, and just kind of wakes you up, just keeps you feeling vibrant and alive, if you will. So if you guys haven't tried this bar, you are missing out. We are sold out of the honey oat because I made that video recently. So if you are one that missed out, you're definitely going to want to try this one too while you're waiting on the honey oat to get in stock. So I have also relisted some of your favorites that have been out of stock for a while, guys. So head on over to the Etsy shop. Make sure to get yourself some honey orange and a lot of your other favorites as well. And other than that, we will see you all again soon.